So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about a very important subject here, which is about this circus of cracking exams. Okay, we can relate this with astrology. We do not need to relate this to astrology because I really want to crack this circus of cracking exams. Why? Because, first of all, especially the youth of India is under so much pressure. I have never seen any youth so terrified, mortified of their future and cracking some kind of an exam, whether it's a master's degree, UPSC, ACE, BCA, ABCD, whatever. The only time I have seen a person so much about wanting to get this government job and going to UPSC is only in India. I've never ever in my 14-year career as an astrologer met anybody from US, Canada, South America, Europe, Australia, nowhere were like, I need to get a government job. I want to get this government job. The only place I saw this is India. And that too, because of the fear of the society. Because I see these messages, these emails come to me, how the father or the mother and father, and they love you. Yes, I get it. They love you, but you can say the old culture or the ignorance there is for them. The only thing that matters if my son and daughter, and especially the pressures on son, it's unbelievable, of getting into this government job, getting into and cracking this UPSC exam. Where if, let's say, some neighbor's kid's name came into a newspaper, I guess it's Hindustan Times, about being a topper, right? The top 100 names come in for UPSC. And somebody father looks at their son and cries that one day I want to see your name here. The young man, functioning properly, intelligent, if they're going for UPSC, they must be studious. But the father shows that disappointment of this life that they have created, this beautiful life they have as a son or daughter, that is not complete unless that name shows up on this stupid little newspaper. Where I know parents who have 3 autistic kids and their life is upside down. And all they want is just want their children to just have some kind of a normal job, even working at a restaurant as a cashier or doing some administrative data entry in the future. They'll be happy with that. And I hope a father is watching who is emotional. Not that the son has failed yet. No, son has not even gone to it. They're studying and preparing for this exam. But no, father has tears. One day I want to see your name in this newspaper. Perhaps that father should hang out with that father with 3 autistic children. And then talk about your aspirations for your children. Then there are fathers and mothers who send their children out of state purposefully because they could not crack some kind of an exam, so they don't want their child to be in that colony where they were supposed to be known as the successful child. And because of that embarrassment, they make sure that the child is now studying outside of state and doesn't come back there. This is the point it has gotten, and that's when I'm getting these emails. That's when I'm getting these particular cries. What do I do? Give me a remedy. Will I do this? And there's only so much you can help as an astrologer, too. If you don't have the combinations to crack or combinations to be in government, why would you even keep trying? You have to have a connection of 10th Lord and 4th Lord together somehow. Whether your 10th Lord is in the 4th house in nakshatra of the 4th Lord, 10th Lord or 4th Lord in the 10th house aspected by the 10th Lord, or the 10th Lord is in the nakshatra of the 4th Lord, or for example, your 10th Lord is conjunct the 9th Lord. But the thing is, the 9th Lord is in the nakshatra of the 4th Lord. There's all these multitudes of connections. And on top of that, you have to run through the right time cycle. The transit for you to crack this lottery, literally a lottery, to get yourself bumped into that little old list on Hindustan Times to get your name as a topper. And this is where I'm just hoping like some important figure watches this and understands what it has become a mental circus and gymnastics for these young men and women. Literally, the type of messages I get, and I know I can't say this word here even, they want to take a permanent vacation somewhere because there's under so much pressure. They feel like they should go to a different planet, different place, because of what could happen if they were to fail this exam. Because they're the only son, it's only daughter. Mostly I see the sons who are in this position of this horrific mental position, this mental distress. And even if they went and sought some support, the support, I guess it's there, not there, because not only the parents are like that, the sibling will themselves be pressuring, yeah, you need to do this. If they go to the cousins or aunts and uncles, they're putting their hopes, oh my God, you need to do this for your family, so name of our khandan, name of our lineage rises. You are the only son of my brother. There will be a very proud moment the day this accomplishes. So now they can't even cry out of this stressful pain to them. And this is the thing, it's not like a worldwide phenomenon that I've seen. And I told you, astrologers are economists. We know what is happening in the world because based on what people are wanting and asking for. And nowhere else I have seen this. Fear and stress of is not only just any government job, but any other exam, but specifically this exam of a government job. And remember why these things have happened. This is where the ignorance of the parents and the child and everybody comes in. You know how? Ask yourself, whatever age you are, if you are 60 years old, why did you want to be an actor and become famous? Why is it that you wanted to go into acting? Because you saw Rajesh Khanna. Right? You saw Devanand. And now the perception was set. This is a star. This is fame. Why is it that you wanted to go to Bollywood? Oh, I want to be the next Amitabh Bachchan. Just like that, it's all a marketing. It's marketing. That's how people get tied up into, oh my God, Taylor Swift concert is coming. I'm going to sell myself to get that ticket. It's marketing. Same thing, this whole circus that is there, where the name comes into the newspaper, and now the newspaper channels are going to the parents, and they take the scene with the proper light of the parents giving their child a sweet and putting a tika on their forehead. And now the hundreds and thousands of parents who are watching this and they're looking at their kid, one day, you got to do this. It's marketing. Everything that we wanted in life and that we have in life It wasn't there because our brains is such a genius brain that I want to be a greatest star and a performer. No, you want to be that thing. Somebody's like, I want to be the next Tom Cruise. Just like me, I wanted to be the next Steven Spielberg. That's why I'm like, oh, I need to go into movies. Why? Because there was an invention called a camera with a film that you can now project it on the thing and you can tell a story. If movie industry wasn't there, maybe I would have just told my stories through a canvas. And then in that case, I would have probably wanted to be the next Picasso or next Basquiat. So not only the parents especially, but the youth have to understand you're in this enveloped illusion of the marketing of a particular thing, which is not the end all and be all of your life. This is not the end of your life. This doesn't mean anything. And this is why once you go outside the country, this is where you kind of like, and I've seen this, like people who leave India and come to the US, because I read all the emails. It's like one actually said, even though my job is not paying me well at all, I'm doing software data testing or something, but they say I could breathe. I am no longer in that pressure. It said I would live in a studio apartment in a closet and feel this breather that I have no pressure on me, then to be in India and be in a constant pressure to just achieve. Otherwise, being a son or daughter is not that important. And maybe I hope this is changing, but like I told you, when you are an astrologer or an economist, you can see the mindset of the youth. So even to right now, this is just last week, the email that I read, and I'm like, all right, I have got to talk about this. I don't know who else is talking about this, because again, that marketing has kind of hypnotized you. Because when you think about wanting to become an IAS officer, IPS officer, either you're watching some of these TikTok videos or these news channels, and again, like I said, doing the whole Tika, and then their name is coming, and UPSC is power. If you really think about it, if you want to do Desh Bhakti, if you want to be a patriot, you go out to the hut, you go out to your nearest village, start helping out people and start helping out those poor mothers and men and women, and now start helping them grow themselves. But it's mainly a marketing, this whole circus of cracking exams. We got to get away from that if you want this youth to literally mentally survive and mentally grow. This is why I am so happy my kids are homeschooled. I have zero pressure on my kids. I don't even care what my kids achieve or don't achieve in their life. That's the kind of dad I am. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? You want to be a receptionist? Perfect. High five. Do it. I'm not setting up any goals. Like, well, you better go to Stanford and Harvard, because you know what you're doing. These attachments are creating certain pockets in your back, in your spine, connected to your subconscious brain. That means after death, you will only desire to be in a family and reborn in a family in a situation where you can have kids who will go to Stanford and Harvard. So now you have made that attachment to come back. For me, I don't care. You go live, you do whatever you want. My job was to bring you as this soul into this world, and I'm going to take care of you. But I'm not putting no pressure on myself or you about achieving any kind of goals. I don't care what goals you achieve. I will do everything that I need to in my power to help you with your dreams and aspirations. But you're not going to hear anything from me. Oh, you need to be this, you need to be this, you need to be that. I need to be you. You need to become, MBA, and you need to have this title in front of you. Nothing in this household. That's why me and my wife, we're like the little bit of that outcast of where we live. Because all the kids have the regular school thing. Our kids And one day they're having a French class, Italian class, sign class, and the way they teach mathematics now, especially through some of these online schools, it's like beautiful. I'm like, they're showing arts and mathematics together because my kids are artistic because of course, the lineage that they're coming through. So they're learning through that. This is the way learning. There's no, I'm telling you, within 15, 20 years, there's not going to be any mention of degrees anymore. What degree? Companies are already dumping that. You go and get a job at SpaceX or X or Tesla. They're not asking you what you have masters or bachelors from here and there and there. So what do you know? Okay, come show us. All right, you're hired. And again, this all again then comes down to astrology. Do you have the combinations? Number one. Number two, is the timing of the combination is there? Perfect. Number three, are you going to be satisfied with doing what your combinations are showing? Because many a times you'll see somebody who's in government job and this job and that prestigious thing, they leave because they realize, what is this? This is not something I signed up for. Because your entire life became a reflection of your father. That's all it becomes. And that's when you wake up and then you're like, that's it, I'm done. And either sometimes it happens a little bit late when you have a family and kids, and sometimes it happens early on time when you're still single and you can just manifest things that you want to. So I'm not here to give any solutions. I don't have solutions. It's those powerful people who in India that you guys need to, rely certain message upon. They can make the change. I'm not making the change. I'm just telling you what's the awareness of what is happening right now. That mental stress has gone up like 10 notches. And that too, especially social media. That was one of the triggering points, because when I see kids saying that, I see all of these young men and women my age achieving these goals, and they're, getting their sectors in being an IPS or IAS officer. I'm just getting more and more depressed. And my family, I'm the only child, and my family is depending upon me for this and this. I have to make the highest achievements. What do I do? Please tell me what gemstones I need to do, what vastu I have to do, what do I have to get? I'm like, if I'm looking at your chart, that's nothing what you're trying to achieve is in your chart. Your achievements is different. It's in a different direction. Go take a U-turn. So again, I don't know. This is not a solution. This is more of an awareness that I'm just trying to bring here. Okay. So anyway, guys, it's a small, little different astrological discussion. And also I have put the part 3 of Venus and Jupiter Bhachakra on my Magha Vedic Astrology Academy under Nandi Nadi course. And I'm going to be doing part 4 of Jupiter from Venus, and then part 5 about the life of the marriage through this Nadi concept. So we'll be doing that this whole week. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your astrological details are and which combination you have, you can check out the links here, chaosastrology.com. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.